Oh my goodness, guys. This is your lady Lizzie, and welcome, welcome, welcome again to my YouTube channel. I know it has been a minute. It has taken so long for me to come back. I'm really asking for you guys to forgive me. Anyway, in case you're first here, meet me. This is Lizzie. Most of the time I talk about immigration, moving to Australia, moving to Canada, moving to state. I talk about migration, migrating, okay? So today we have a new lady here. She's so pretty. She's really insisted that she need to be part of this conversation. And I said, why not? So maybe our guest, before we proceed, you want to introduce yourself? What's your name?
Yeah.
Oh, pretty. She's Leanne, bless her. This is her first time she's actually doing a video with me. And I say because she's looking so beautiful, then she can just sit next to me as I come here and discuss about migration, of course. Anyway, if this is the first time you're joining me, please just do the thing. Follow me, share this video. Let me know what you think about my content. If there's anything that you want me to change or improve, I'm here to listen and to serve you guys. Anyway, today we have an amazing topic. I'll be using my phone because I've come up and I've put some few notes on my phone just to, to go through so that I make sure I capture everything when I'm discussing about what we're going to talk. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So, our main topic for today is about the visa refusal. And the reason why I have taken an initiative to go and talk about this is because I've realized that this is affecting so many of the young people who have put a lot of effort, a lot of money to move to this country, and then boom, they get a visa refusal. So this is our main topic for today, and we'll be discussing on some of the things, the reason why you could easily get a visa refusal, and possibly the things that you can do in case you're in this space. Anyway. Let's start. So understanding student visa refusal is one of the main things that most of people have ignored. When we are doing the application, the only thing we think about is you're going to move to Australia, you're going to move to Canada, but come on, you're going to move to wherever you want to go. Back in your head, you still need to have the reality that at some point you can get a visa refusal. So that is one thing that we always need to come and talk about so that we have it in our head that this is something that can happen, because it is really happening. I am aware of the last 2 weeks or so. So many people who applied for the Australian visa, most of them have gotten a visa refusal. And I thought, okay, cool. I have a platform where I'm discussing about this. Let me just come and share with you one or two, three things that will benefit you during your application. And in case maybe you are in this space where you've already gotten onto a visa refusal point, don't lose hope. There's something that you can still do. There's so many opportunity outside here. Don't just give up and feel like your dream has been cut short. So let's come now back to some of the things that can make you get a visa refusal. So there are several reasons behind Australian immigration decision to refuse you your student visa application. So let's focus on the student visa application, because most of the people, when they're moving here, they move through the student visa, a pathway. So these reasons happen in most cases. The first point that I will mention is when you have unclear motives. Unclear motives is about your GTE statement. When you're writing the GTE or the SOP, you are writing to the immigration, explaining to them the reason, your main reason of moving to Australia, that you will remain as a temporary person in this country. And then after your study, you need to go back. So anything about the GTE can easily mess you up. This is one of the things that most of the time, so many people, they get denied their visa in case you do not write or capture all the expectation of immigration, demonstrate the reason for you to return back to your home post study once you finish your education. So you need to have clear motives. When you're writing your GTE, you need to state categorically that after your studies, you're going to go back to your country. I know you're all smiling, right? So the second thing is about the financial reason. You do not show a sufficient amount of money which cannot support your studies in Australia as requested by Australian migration. So that could easily affect you. It could easily get you into a space where you can be denied a visa. So you need to meet the financial capacity. And I know at this point they have talked about you, the student having about $24,000 into their bank account. So that kind of increased from what we thought we have been providing previously to, it has gone a little bit higher. So yeah, this is something that we again need to focus on when you are providing your financial bank statement, you're providing your bank loans and stuff like that. You need to know what are some of the things that you can provide as an evidence of bank statement, of not bank statement, the money, the kind of wealth that you and your family have, to show that they can meet to support you in this country. It's crazy. You know what? It's crazy because most of the people, even in this country, they trust me, they might never have that kind of money in their account. But anyway, being an immigrant and you need to move to this country, you need to change your life. There's some of the things that you need to do to meet the expectation of the migration. I know I'm coming too fast. Guys, if this is the first time you're here and you're thinking, oh, look at this girl, she's making a lot of sense, just give this video a thumbs up. Let me know where you're watching me from. Let me know what you think about this. Thank you so much. So the third thing that could lead you to a visa refusal, it is uncertain reason. When we're talking about uncertain reason, this is when you indicate how you selected your course is not going to benefit you in the future. Let's say maybe you're coming to study here at a given program and you're not, okay, clearly it does not show that how this program is going to benefit you in the future. Anytime you're doing something in life, there's an expectation of this, whatever you're doing, to be beneficial of maybe your tomorrow or some other days to come. So when you do not demonstrate the fact that whatever you're coming to do here in Australia will be of the benefit to you or to other people in future, then definitely you will get into a visa refusal. So I know that is one thing that most of people don't kind of think about, because you're just excited that you're moving to this country and you're just thinking of the few things that really don't matter. But at the end, you need to figure out how the whole thing, the whole program is going to benefit you in terms of your future, in terms of your development, in terms of your growth and other things. So when you're writing your GTE, you need to capture this. You need to mention how your studies are going to help you in the future. You could be talking about maybe, like, for instance, I'm a social worker, right? When I was writing my GTE, I remember I talked about, sorry, that's a noise from, we are just sitting outside. So when I was moving here, I remember I captured something and I was talking about how the whole program was going to benefit me and benefit my community. So those are bad boys, that's what they do with their Subaru cars. Anyway, back to the point. I remember I talked about how my program was going to benefit my community. I talked about setting a community space to help women who are in domestic violence and kids that were not removed, that could not meet, live a day-to-day life. Because where I come from, we are still struggling in terms of the government providing some, basic thing to its people, especially when it comes that these people, they're vulnerable and they cannot afford a living. So I talked about that, and it was a really nice thing, because I was explaining how after my program, I'll go back home, set as a center where it will be a safe space for women and children, and in case that they have been involved into domestic violence, or maybe into just life uncertainty, then they could come into my space and then they get helped, which is true because that is me and that is how I was feeling. And then after I completed my studies, I realized that, to be honest, it's very expensive to set satellites, such like a thing. Anyway, I got my visa. So these are the things that you just become creative. Think of what you can do, especially to other people. Think of how that specific career can transform a whole village in your country, a whole village, a whole country. How are you going to impact wherever you're coming from with what you're coming to study here? So I know when I'm saying this, someone is now thinking, "Whoa, with my nursing, how is it going to impact my community?" You can talk about COVID. During COVID, there was so much that was happening, and definitely this is when we realized that we need health workers. So you can take that point and just describe it in your GTE. The good thing with the GTE, they have not limited you with how many words you can write. So it is just good to pour down your heart and tell them what you feel like you really need. So another reason, it's about the information mismatch. When we say about the information mismatch, I know I'd rather just say fake documents, because when you say fake documents, then that makes a big, it makes a big word. So when you provide fake documents, when you're lodging a visa and then you provide fake documents, you get a visa refusal, because there is no way you'll say that you're providing, maybe you're providing, these things happen. I know I don't need to go into so much detail so that you guys don't feel like I'm a guru in it, but I know these things are happening outside there. So if you stick and say that you don't have a father and you've provided a death certificate, you don't need to come up and say that your father is sponsoring you and you're providing a bank statement of your father again. Come on, definitely that is very fake, because if your father died long time ago and again it's your father who is going to sponsor you, you understand? Some of the people, they'll be like, maybe you completed your year 12 and then you've stayed at home for like 3 years. You're not so sure of what to explain to immigration of you are doing for the 3 years gap. So some of the people will go and get, some documentation to try and fill in the gap. I know you guys, you understand what I mean? These are the things that will lead you into a visa refusal. Some people, I understand that they will get into getting documents to support the financial capacity just to make sure that they're getting here, but they end up using wrong information, things that are not true. These are things that will make you get a visa refusal. Sorry. So I hope during your application you have this in mind. I know some of you never tell their agents about the documentation they are providing, because the agent has no capacity to understand whatever you're providing, if it's true or not. They're just there to serve you. And if you're not being honest with them, then it becomes the whole big thing when you get a visa refusal, because on the other side, it is affecting them as a company, as an agency company. They are being affected. They will lose some contract with some university and all the big thing that you guys sometimes don't see. So it is very good to meet the 4 expectations that I just talked about. In case maybe you're like, oh, Lizzie, I don't think I can do this, then be so ready to get a visa refusal, because to be honest, these are the things they look at when you lodge your visa. They will look onto your GTE, they will look for all documentation that you provided, they will look for your financial capacity, they will check if whatever you're going to study is going to benefit you in the big picture of your life and of other people involved to you. So, guys, I know I've been speaking like for so long. Come on. Let's talk something. And I know, in case you find this video being so informative, just leave a thumbs up and, just leave a comment, share it with some of the people, isn't it? Yeah. Let them share to some of other young people who are looking forward. Oh, yes, of course. And subscribe. She just said it. I think you should be coming to my show often. What do you think? Yeah. Oh, thank you. So in case you just got a visa refusal, boom. So what do you do? I think this should be the next part of this, but I think we can just go quick because it's something really short. In case you're in Australia, because some of the people, they get a visa refusal when they're lodging for the second time. You're already in this country and you've just gotten a visa refusal when you're lodging your visa. So the thing you need to do within the 28 days, you need to apply. You need to not to apply back for another visa. You can come up and write, there's a form that you will fill, and then you will appeal. Okay, you will appeal for that visa. So when you're appealing for that visa, it is so good to be so quick, because you only have 28 days to do that, because immediately they cancel your visa, you have 28 days to vacate the country. So within this period, you can appeal, and then you see how things will go. Definitely, this is a back and forth thing. They will give you time. They will check on the document. It is not a 100% thing, but that is a procedure of how you can do it. Get a migration agent who will help you with the process. In case you're naive, you don't have so much information on what to do, you can always get some people to help you. When it comes to migration, the process is very complex, you know. Sometimes it's really hard to navigate the system. It's just good when you get someone who is qualified to help you on that. So that is if you're living here in Australia and you have been, you got a visa refusal. So what happens if you're living back at home in your home country overseas and you get a visa refusal? So I know it is annoying, isn't it? Like you're looking forward to moving to a country where they already have rejected you. It is so sad. You've put on so much effort, so much money. Some of people, they pack their bag. They're waiting for them just to get a visa grant, and then they fly blue skies. They're in Australia. So what happens? Guys, first thing, just collect back yourself. You need to understand that this is something that happens to most of people. It is not just you. The only thing that happens is that most of people don't come up and talk about this thing, because a visa refusal, most of people, they link that to shame. Some people will link that to, they don't want just to talk about that. It's pain, it's grief, it's all that. So once you get a visa refusal, go on to that documentation that was provided by immigration, read and see what was the reason that was provided. I know it is so funny that I just saw yesterday some people are getting denied visa because they did not provide their home address. It is making sense, because in case something goes wrong, how will they find your family? You need to provide all these things. If it's a GTE, if it's bank statement, these are some of the things that you can check. They will definitely outline the reason why they have rejected you, the visa. So sit down, check whatever the reason is. Just get into knowing what you can do about. If it's a GTE, you can do another GTE, but you remember that you're not doing this thing by yourself. You need to get a profession. You need to get someone who will help you. All right. So once you've identified the thing, if you provided fake documents, guys, then that becomes even more shit. Don't you even try to think about, because there is no way they're going to think about it, because you're already a risk to immigration if you've provided faulty, mismatch information and all that. You really need to come up and convince them. I don't know. That would be hard. But if in case it's something to do with bank statement, GTE, you did not explain so well of your good ties back with your country, this is something that you can outline again. You can try and meet the expectation of what they wanted, explain into detail. But remember, when you're addressing this issue, you need to ensure that you remind them that they already denied you a visa, and you challenge them with the information now that you're providing, that, come on, I was a genuine student. You just did not understand me. This is what I mean. I have a family. They are a stable family. They are working. We have a business. We have all these things. I'm just coming to your country to study and then go back. It looks so easy because I'm just explaining, but trust me, you will need a profession to guide you. Anyway, guys, I know this is already looking as if it's so big. It is something that you guys can do. I really want to wish you well as you navigate around the whole thing. It is so complex, I know, and I'm so sorry if you're watching me and you just got a visa refusal. Something to motivate you is you need to know. I know of so many people after their visa refusal, they were granted visa later on. So do not give up. You could be that person who needs just to push a little bit further, to have faith, to believe that everything will be okay, all right? Okay, so I'll be winding up, and I think if you guys have a specific question, maybe just leave a question on the comment section. I'll come back, I'll read your messages, I'll read your comments. I'm looking forward to doing a question and answer thing. So if you have question, you can drop by, and I will make sure that I'm tackling all the questions that you guys have left behind. Anyway, before I wind up, every time I'm doing a video, I want to let you know that I'm working with an agent back in Kenya. In case you're interested to study certificate for caregiving, either certificate 3 or 4, you're welcome. You can reach out. They're called Exodus International Migration Agent and Training. You can check them on TikTok, on Facebook, on their website. You can reach me out. I'll be so happy to help you guys into that. And in case you are a young person and you're looking forward to moving here in Australia, maybe to Canada, UK, America, you got me covered. You can reach out. You can reach to Exodus International Migration Agent and Training. We'll be working together. We want to bring a completely different sphere when it comes to immigration and people moving here. Until next time, you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much, isn't it, Leanne?
Yeah.
Okay.
Subscribe.
Or subscribe.
Subscribe to this video.
Of course.